Hello, welcome to this side content video. I say it's side content, but it's what I'm hoping to make a living doing. So, you know, anyway, so you're watching this video because of a cool title that I totally thought of and it dragged you here. No, I'm just kidding. I I wanted to make a video officially announcing that I will be for this. So I guess today is the 24th of March. I'm flying home from New York today, and once I'm back, maybe as soon as tomorrow, depending on if there's any interest, I am going to start 1 to 2. Again, it all depends on how things go. People that I will do a service for. For this first month, it's going to be free. And then afterwards, don't know what it's going to look like. Yeah. So I don't want to make any like specific concrete stuff yet on what it's going to look like after this first month. So for now, I'm just announcing that I'm doing a service. This service involves the alchemy process, for lack of a better term, that I do on a consistent basis. You guys have seen it numerous times, assuming that you've watched some of my content, where I will kind of in the moment, I'll kind of work through a problem, whatever it is, where I basically I find the core root cause of why there is an issue. And then I correct the issue through reframing it or whatever. There's tons of different ways to go about healing the problem at the root. But yeah, so my point is I'm going to be doing this for people. And again, for the first month, it's going to be free because I don't really have a good model of how this is even going to really look. I'm going to do some like quick disclaimers. Number one, if you're interested in this service, great, but this is not counseling. I'm not a licensed counselor. I'm not a medical practitioner. So like, do those things. I'm not a replacement for any of that stuff. Obviously, if you're having any physical like ailments or symptoms or whatever, 100% go get it checked out by a doctor. Like get some help. But with that disclaimer out of the way, the first part of the service is what I've been saying. It is, you will come to me with a problem, and it can be as shallow or deep as you want it to be. I would personally recommend if there's something that's been blocking you for a really long time and you're really fed up with feeling blocked in whatever aspect of your life it is, that's the problem you probably should bring to me. If you're not ready to go deep to figure out what the root issue is, don't do it. Don't bring it up. Because you have to be ready to face whatever it is that comes up. And, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to be realistic. I've done this my whole life. And, in the shadow work video, is effectively what I'm doing is a form of shadow work for you. But I'm going to pause on the doing it for you. What I'm doing is walking you down the path of, hey, here's the thing you need to face. You still have to do the work, even though I can lead you there. So that's really important to keep in mind. I am not going to fix your problem or heal it or whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to change your problem. What I am going to do is pinpoint what the problem actually is. I am your diagnostic assistant where you think about it like a car. You bring the car in, you get it diagnosed, and then you have to go and get it fixed somewhere. You have to go and get it healed, whatever it is, right? And maybe the mechanic can fix the issue in the car right there. They're like, hey, I actually can help you work through this. We can figure it out and try and get it done real quick. So maybe that'll happen. It depends on the issue. If it's something that I've dealt with a lot, I'll have a lot of good insight on how to kind of work through it. So we might be able to just work it out in session. But you can't expect that to happen, and you're still going to have to face your issue. Even if I hold your hand the whole way, you have to be the one to do the actual courage moment of seeing the thing, even if you're not happy with what it is. If you're not willing to do that, do not, and I repeat, do not come to me, because that is what I do. I bring you to the root thing, and then you have to face it. There's no point in coming to me and asking for help identifying something that you don't even want to be identified with. So yeah, it'd be like going to a mechanic and saying, hey, can you diagnose my car? And then the mechanic's like, yeah, here's the diagnosis for your car. And you're like, all right, cool. And then you just drive away and never get it taken care of. It's like, why would you do that? It's just a waste of time for everyone involved. So yeah, so that it's really important to understand this, and there's nothing to be ashamed about if you're not ready. It takes time. It takes time to be ready. So take the time you need, and when you are ready, then feel free, right? And then the second part of the service, which I'm going to be honest, I am not sure what it's even going to look like, or if it will even do anything, because it's a new thing for me that I'm just testing out. I don't have any experience with this, so it really is just we'll just see what happens. Okay. I have identified that there is some sort of healing thing with my hands that exist. I don't know any of the specifics, and so I need to test to see what to do with it. Okay. So with that being said, if during the session, and you can say it, mention it in the email that you'll send me, letting me know that you're interested in doing a session, then we can obviously schedule it from there. But if you don't mention that there's anything that you want attempted to be healed or whatever, I might ask you towards the end of the session, like, hey, is there anything you want to just give a shot at? And if it's a no, that's fine. Like, don't feel pressured into saying something. Okay. Now, I want to preface, I don't want to know specifically what it is. You just say yes or no. You don't tell me what the thing is that you want to get, like, healed. And the reason I'm saying that, I'm trying to learn how to diagnose without anyone saying anything, and then attempt to treat or heal without any understanding of what the person actually is saying. The reason I say that is because I want to build the skill to be able to do this without input. Just as, like, a surgeon, if the patient says, or if you go in for a specific type of surgery, right? The surgeon doesn't need the input of the patient in order to do the surgeon's job. I would like a similar skill set where I can just see a person, get consent from them that they want something done, and then do the thing. Because I think for me, and again, it may change, like, it could be that a couple weeks in, I realize that my approach has to change. So this is as of day 0, where I don't know anything yet. As I get more experience, I'll get a gauge of, like, what I actually am trying to hone in on. And it's also very possible that in the future I'll take this off the table as a thing that I'll even offer. I don't know. Again, I'm just testing. So yeah. Let me think. Is there anything else I want to kind of mention here? Oh, right. Okay. So I will be recording our session. And this is number 1 for you. And number 2, I want to review it and see kind of what happened from a third person perspective. After I review it, I'm just going to delete it because number 1, I don't want to store a bunch of, like, personal stuff. B, number 2, I don't have physically enough storage to just, like, if I'm doing 1 or 2 a day and maybe it's an hour or 2, I already have storage problems with the current stuff I have for my daily vlogs and all of that stuff. So I don't want to be holding on to any of this stuff. Now, there's one exception. Everyone has the option of, and I will ask, if you say in the email, no, you're not interested in this, totally fine. But if you are interested, I'll ask before and after if you're willing to make this session public that I can post. Because I would like to have, and again, it doesn't have to be a lot of people, but a few sessions where people can see kind of the progression of, like, what this even looks like. And the free stuff, like, in the beginning, it's probably going to be, like, touch and go of, like, just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. But as I progress further along, I'll refine things better, and there will be kind of a system that I've kind of come up with that will work for everyone. So, depending on how many people are interested in having a video posted of them, um, you know, that's like, again, it's all discretion on the individual person. Either way, like, if I do post something like that, I might hold on to it longer just because I want to have like backups in case there's any YouTube issues. But yeah, like I have backups of everything I've uploaded, so it's nice to have them. Now, at some point, I may have to start deleting older stuff, or maybe make a huge NAS server that just has all of this. Um, yeah, I don't know yet. I haven't really decided on like how I'm going to be storing all of the data, but regardless. So, to recap, it's a service. You bring your problem that you feel is like really sticking you, and I stress this: the thing that you intuitively, when you hear this, the thing that pops up into your head of, this is the thing that is stopping me from doing all the things I want in life, that's the thing you should bring to me if you're ready. If you're not ready, then obviously, we're it's a whole other conversation, right? But if you're ready, bring to me that issue. And obviously, there's going to be tangential stuff. So, like, I say to bring one issue, but if other issues pop up, we're going to deal with it while we're working on it. Like, it's all part of the same thing. So that's why I say just bring one, because usually it branches off into like, if you have abandonment issues, and that's the core thing, then like there's all sorts of ways that it will show up in your life, to where maybe you bring it in as, yeah, every time I I feel really clingy with my relationships and I don't really understand why. And, everyone seems to just like, run away from me, and it's so upsetting. And I just really want to have a relationship with someone where they're not going to run away. Like, that type of thing is like, okay, like that's screaming like abandonment. Um, at first glance. Now, maybe it's not, but like that's the first route I would kind of go down, just to see, like, okay, is it an abandonment thing? What happened when you were younger? Like, did your parents like abandon you in some way? Like, that's the obvious path to go down first. But yeah, so that's my point. You bring that thing, because that thing usually will just have all sorts of like symptoms. Um, and if you're not 100% sure on a specific issue, you can show up saying, I don't know, but this is what I want to do and I can't do it. Or I always like stop myself, or whatever it is. Okay. So it could be that here's a goal I have. I don't know how to get to that goal because there's so many roadblocks. And then we can kind of work our way backwards into finding the thing that actually is the root cause of why there are roadblocks in the first place. So we can go about it that way if you just don't know what your problem is. Anyway, first month is going to be free. So I don't know. Nothing needs to be said there. It's not medical advice. I'm not a physician. I'm not some licensed professional. This is just, I'm taking all of the experience I've done over my life and I'm turning it into a skill that I can use to help people. The skill is already there. I'm fine tuning it to helping someone else do the process that I do, like, consistently. It's almost kind of second nature for me at this point. And then let's see. Oh, right. You have the option of asking to. Well, first, you'll get a recording. Because we'll record the session, you'll get a recording. And again, the reason you get the recording is so you can go back and watch it again when you're not in heightened emotional state. It's really helpful. Like, I can't emphasize this enough. In the moment, you won't pick up on things that you're doing when stuff gets brought up. It's only when you look back on yourself later that you start to see, oh, when the abandonment issues got brought up, I got defensive immediately, and I got really, like, you could see that my face changed, and there are all sorts of physical symptoms and like tonal shifts and all of that stuff that will show up. So I think it's really important for you to have a recording so that then you can go back at any point. Maybe we bring up something that you're not ready to see or deal with, and if that happens, I'll just let you know, like, hey, I don't know if you're like fully up to this task at the moment. Like, I can tell that you're really resisting, like, seeing this. And at that point, that's probably, I'll use my judgment, but we might stop the session depending on, or cover something a little less, like, deep on, like, ways you can work up to that. Because at the end of the day, I'm here to try and help you. And if I'm just, like, effectively poking something that is, like, really, really sensitive and you're not ready to, like, deal with, you just like, I don't want to just cause you mental anguish for no reason if you're not ready to, like, see it. So yeah. Other than that, there's also the healing thing. Again, who knows what's going to go on with the healing thing. I'm not promising any results in either thing. I am the guide. You are the one doing the work. And then in the case of the healing thing, like, that's really just who knows what that's going to look like. But yeah, getting back to the recording thing. Again, recording for you. If you want it on YouTube as a YouTube video, great. If not, totally fine. But I will check in with you before and after. Because you may decide before that you don't want it, or that you do want it, and then when you realize that we talked about something that is really, like, close to you and you actually don't want that out there, you maybe feel intimidated or not sure if, like, you can take back what you said before. So I'm going to give you the space to just say, hey, actually, I decided I'm changing my mind now that I know what was here. So yeah. And that's totally fine. You're never going to be pressured into anything regarding, like, putting it on YouTube or whatever, So, okay. I think I've covered everything. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.